Hello guys, how are you? Welcome to my YouTube channel. I just want to tell you there is a company right now planning to build 1 gigawatt artificial intelligence facility in the middle of the Australian outback, not near a city, not near an airport, in a place so remote that most Australians could not find it on a map. And that's not even the biggest project on the list, because while you have been going about your normal life, checking your phone, watching this video, complaining about your internet speed, tech companies have quietly been pouring more money into Australia and Europe than some countries spend on their entire military budgets. We are talking tens of billions of dollars multiple times over in the last 12 months alone. So today we are counting down the 10 biggest AI data centers being built across Australia and Europe in 2026. And by the time we hit number 1, you are going to look at your own country completely differently, because chances are one of these monsters is being built closer to you than you think. Let's get into it. The number 10 is AWS in Spain. Now, you think Spain is famous for incredible football, and sure it is, but quietly in the background, Amazon has committed 33.7 billion euros through the year 2035 to expand cloud and AI instruction across the country. So let that number sit for a second. 33.7 billion euros on data centers in space. That's not a typo. And no, Amazon is building a faster way to get your packages 2 days early. This is raw computing horsepower designed to train and run artificial intelligence at a scale that frankly most of us can't even visualize. And here's the funny part. Most tourists visiting Spain right now have absolutely no idea they might be standing a few kilometers away from a building that is probably helping power half of the AI tools they use on their phone. Kind of wild when you think about it, but Spain isn't even close to the most surprising entry today, because what's happening in Germany right now might actually shock you. I know, shock you. The number 9 is CyrusOne's FRA7 campus in Hesse, Germany. So this one smaller in scale, but stick with me, because the story behind it is honestly kind of beautiful in a watch capitalism move fast kind of way. So CyrusOne just stopped the very first facility at its campus, a 40 megabyte site representing a roughly $1.2 billion of regional investment, and it's expected to create about 500 full-time jobs in the region. 500 actual jobs, not from a car factory, nor from a warehouse, from a building full of servers that mostly exist to do math really fast. Now, here's the thing that should make you go, oh, 40 megawatts sounds like nothing compared to some of the projects coming up later on the list. In fact, by the time we get the number 1, 40 megabytes is going to look like a phone charger plugged into a power station. Speaking of a power station, wait until you hear what's happening one country over, because Germany isn't done surprising yet. So the number 8 is Telekom and Nvidia AI data centers in Munich. This one's billion euro facility, and Deutsche Telekom has openly said something pretty incredible. This single site is expected to boost Germany's international AI computing power by about 50%. One building, 50% more national AI capacity for the entire country. Think about that for a second. Germany is the largest economy in Europe, and it has nearly 84 million people, and one data center in one city is about to almost double the country AI horsepower overnight. It honestly the equivalent of one gym opening up, and suddenly the whole town gets 50% stronger. Expect instead of muscle, it's CPUs, loads and loads of very expensive, very fast GPUs. But if you thought Munich was impressive, hold on, because France just quietly entered the chat with something even bigger. So the number 7, Vantage and Altarea near Bordeaux, France. Vantage has partnered with French developers Altarea to build one of the country's largest data centers campuses, and they were secured a 400 mega power connection from the French utility to make it happen. 400 megawatts. For context, that roughly enough electricity to power hundreds of thousands of homes. Expect instead of home, it's all going to world training and running artificial intelligence models. Yeah, artificial intelligence models. And this is the part that always gets me with this project. Most local driving past this construction sites generally think it's just another boring warehouse, a logistics centers, a storage facility. They have absolutely no idea they are looking at the literal physical infrastructure of AI revolution. Bordeaux, one of the AI revolution, known for wine, non-quality becoming something a little less romantic, but arguably way more powerful. And speaking of powerful, wait until you see the Portugal is going, because this next one might be the most ambitious clean energy AI project is the entire continent. So going first for number 2, project Meridien near Broome, Western Australia. Remember at the start of this video when I said there is 1 gigawatt AI facility being planned in the middle of nowhere? This is it. Project Meridien is proposed by Macquarie country south of Broome, and if completed, it would put Australia into the exact same gigawatt class as the world's biggest AI mega projects. We're talking project that is in scale, reveals some of the largest infrastructure investments the country has ever attempted. Bigger in cost than Snowy 2.0 Australia on massive renewable energy scheme. 1 gigawatt built in one of the most remote, unforgiving landscape on Earth, far from facility, far from major power grids, in a region most Australians associate with red dirt, crocodiles, and incredible sunsets, no cutting-edge artificial intelligence. And honestly, that location alone, what the industry is heading. These companies aren't just looking for cheap land near cities anymore. They are chasing space, sun, wind, wherever they can get it, because the demand for power has officially outgrown that our existing cities can supply. So the project Meridien takes the silver medal on the list. But what claimed the number one spot is something that, so when I first read the number, I generally had to double check it twice. Number one, Microsoft $25 billion investment across Australia. In April 2026, Microsoft $18 billion US dollar investment, 25 billion Australian dollars into Australia's digital infrastructure, spanning cybersecurity, workforce training, and AI development through the end of the 2029. Microsoft itself called it is the largest single corporate technology investment in Australia history, but not just the largest data center, the largest corporate investment of any kind ever in the country. This single deal expands Microsoft Azure and cloud footprints in Australia by more than 140%. 140%. That not score. That's basically Microsoft saying we are going to build almost 2.5 times what we already have. And this announcement didn't happen quietly in a press release. Nobody reads. Australia and Microsoft actual CEO flew to Sydney himself, stood on a stage next to Australia Prime Minister, and called an Australia future critical hub for AI innovation, not just a market that buys Microsoft products. Think about what that actually means. A country famous for beaches, kangaroos, and a weekend is now being treated by one of the biggest companies on planet Earth as future command centers for artificial intelligence itself. So there have you it. 10 data centers, $10 billion spread across continents that most people think of as quite laid-back places to go on holiday. And where is the thing that should generally keep you up at night, in a good way or maybe a slightly terrifying way, depending on how you look at it. This list is already out of date. By the time you are watching this, at least one new mega project has probably been announced somewhere on this list, and I wasn't here when I wrote this script because we are not on the early stage of an AI build-out anymore. And thanks for watching, and I think this is best informative video for you who are interested in AI intelligence. Okay, take care, bye-bye.